Always think of self-esteem as the child's most valuable possession and as his #1 tool to defend against stress. With regard to self-esteem, I would like to offer you a couple of suggestions. If you do what is customary, standard kind of logic, you'll conclude, oh, the way to uplift self-esteem is to praise him, to wait till he does well, and then tell him what a good job he did. Unfortunately, whereas it is very common and very commonly advocated in books on parenting and teaching, I find significant problems with it. I have a problem with that. It is based on several considerations. The most important one, I suppose, is that you had to wait until he did well before you could ever open your mouth. And so it's not really an uplift. He's already functioning well. And you also are so tardy. The only thing you say is something after he's already accomplished what you want him to accomplish. And what you're telling him really doesn't add that much. He probably already knows that he is in fact doing as well as he's doing, unless he did it in his sleep or something. So you're giving him a message essentially that is pretty redundant and useless and doesn't really uplift because he's already functioning well. And he also is very likely to feel as if you are doing little other than judging and evaluating him. When the only thing you say is, you did a good job, you did a marvelous job, you did a perfect job, beautiful poem, now go back to your desk, great picture, now go back to your desk. These students think little other than they've just been judged and evaluated. So relying on praising them for the quality of their performance, whereas it is very common, falls short. And I have a serious problem with it. And I have for years advocated that we do something a little sharper than that. We upgrade that. And how do you upgrade praising somebody? Well, you upgrade it by giving your uplift message before they're good at it while they're still struggling. You upgrade it by giving a message that does not make them feel judged and evaluated, but makes them feel loved, cherished, and honored. You upgrade it by giving a message that does tell them something they didn't already know. And there are 13 of those on page 13 of the event. I found super strokes. Let's see if they work. He's painting a picture with green and blue. And if he's hyperactive, there's a 50% chance his tongue will come out around his mouth at the same time. I call that the tongue tour. It is one of 7 mouth-based indications of true hyperkinesis. And he tears it off to you, tears it off, comes to you and says, "Teacher, teacher, look what I did." And it's the ugliest thing you've ever seen, the ugliest glob of green and blue. You can't really say, "Good job, pretty picture." You'd be lying to him. But look at super stroke #1, gratitude. Couldn't you say that to him and he'd accept that? That's what I mean. It's saved, you can say it, and he gets through. The same with all the other super strokes. And what about the time when he's very, very frustrated at the point of tears? I just can't get this. She's ready to quit. She's so discouraged and frustrated. Well, the next page in your manual gives you 8 tools to use in that circumstance. You can't praise them. They're ready to quit and they're making all kinds of errors. But you can uplift them. And you can give them really healthy messages about the act of making so many mistakes. There are 8 of them, and they just happen to spell something. Well, your mistakes are decreasing. Sure, you're making mistakes now, but look how far you've come. And as you continue to practice, you'll make fewer mistakes in the future. They have been, are, and will be decreasing. Would you work with me on this? Okay. Would you look at both ends of this pencil, please? What's at this end? That's the lead. That's for trying. And what's at this end? The eraser. That's for making mistakes. Why do they have an eraser on the same piece of wood as the lead? You're going to make mistakes, right? Mistakes are expected. That's why pencils have erasers. The more you try anything, the more you're automatically going to make mistakes. Mistakes are expected, the E word. Why is this eraser 30 times bigger than the tip of this lead? You can erase faster and make more mistakes. Why do they have additional erasers you can put on top of that eraser? You can make hundreds of mistakes. Where are those sold in bubble packs of 25? What a beautiful lesson to teach these kids. The mistakes are expected. What is somebody supposed to do with your mistakes? What's that? Forget them? No. Mistakes are your friends. They always tell you something of how to do it better in the future. So learn from them, grow from them, use them for their purpose, that they may help you. If you fail to take advantage of a mistake and learn from it, that's a mistake in itself. The only difference between stumbling blocks and stepping stones is simply how you use it. Vulcanization of rubber, discovered by mistake. X-rays, discovered by mistake. Frisbees. Oh, I like frisbees, discovered by accident. Cornflakes. I like cornflakes, discovered by mistake. By W.K. Kellogg. From dropped corn mash. Splenda. Mommy puts Splenda in my cornflakes every day. Discovered by accident by two scientists trying to invent a new insecticide. And they succeeded. Splenda is a mild poison. It is processed by the liver. Mistakes. The eye. I'm so stupid. I'll never get this right. No, you didn't run out of talent. You just ran out of time. It's an incompletion. We'll give you more time on it, that's all. C of the word delicate, cause. Let's see if it's giving you the trouble here. That's healthy. That's what we want the teacher to say. It's okay, legitimate to have a problem. But what the perfectionists say, you shouldn't be making mistakes. That is neurotic nonsense. A, the word A, delicate. Put everybody in the room for the next 15 seconds with your organs of assertion, your mouth, your hands, your feet. Do nothing but make mistakes. The objects in front of you and the people to your left and right. 15 seconds of pure mistake making. Go ahead. Make 15 seconds worth of mistakes. I'm on a sale. Show me your mistakes. Okay. Now I saw a room full of very sweet, wonderful people trying to think, what could I do to be like Curly Larry Moe? But I saw a room full of people saying the words they chose to say and taking the exact actions they chose and intended to take, including some people absolutely frozen into immobility. But they were doing what they wanted to do. I did not see a single mistake in this entire room. You can't do one on purpose. Every mistake is also, what's our A word here? It is also an accident. You cannot do it on purpose. You just proved that. It's legitimate to make mistakes. They are true accidents. T is temporary. Won't lose the citizenship over this. We'll try it again tomorrow. And that final A.D. I love that final A.D. I hope you do too. Would you like to be as good at what you do as Michael Jordan is at shooting baskets? I hope you do. In his stellar basketball career, Michael Jordan missed 63% of all the shots that he took. Would you like to be as good at what you do as Thomas Edison was at inventing things? He had 1,200 patents. Well, I hope you do. Well, he tried 10,000 wrong non-metals and an additional 611 wrong metals before he found tungsten. Let's use wisdom about mistakes. Let us no longer support or believe perfectionism. Perfectionism is neurotic nonsense. Mistakes are expected. They are proof of effort, not of lack of effort. And we can be truly encouraging the kids about mistakes. Criticizing them when they make mistakes, praising them if you did a good job after they perform well, neither of those is going to work. Those are not good enough for our kids.